Hi everyone, my name is David. Today we're going to be reviewing the Adorama 24/7 messenger bag. There are several versions of this bag. There's the holster, the sling bag, there is the shoulder bag, which this is not. This is the messenger bag. One of the ways that you can differentiate between the two is that the messenger bag has two straps and the shoulder bag only has one. So first of all, my uses for the bag. I bought the bag, it was on sale. It was a great price. It was at $40 at the time. I think it goes for $79.99 right now. I bought the bag to commute to and from work. I bike to work or I take the subway. Those are my two modes of transportation. I also take it on excursions into the city. Occasionally I'll go shopping, hang out with friends at a bar, etc. I'll just take the bag and that'll be my go-to bag. And also travel. In this summer we went to Cancun and I took this as my personal item and it was packed way more than it should be, but it did the job and it held up very, very nicely. Just to talk a little bit about how Adorama markets this bag, this bike is supposed to be city and bike friendly. And I think on those 2 points this bag really, really delivers. And they also focus on the fact that the bag is discreet. It doesn't draw attention to the expensive camera equipment inside. It doesn't scream, steal me. It basically says, oh, it's a very boring, plain looking bag that isn't too ugly, to put it nicely. But the fact that it's bike and city friendly is absolutely true. Whenever I bike, it fits very comfortably on my shoulder. And it is also, as we'll discuss later, it also is very reflective at night, so I feel very safe and comfortable biking to and from work even at night. To talk a little bit about the aesthetics, the bag is okay looking. It's not the best looking bag. It's nowhere near peak design levels or any of those other really, really nice companies out there that make beautiful bags. It's plain looking. The outside shell has this plastic water-resistant top material. I think Peter Northup described these straps as these little slips as duct tape-like. I can see that. The inside is it's an external nylon, very traditional bag material, nothing special. Internally, it's orange, which kind of reminds me of camera bags. They tend to be yellow or orange. It's nothing special. It doesn't make me feel like I have the nicest bag in the world, but it allows me to see things in the dark, and when I put my camera in there, I can very clearly see the little tiny things that are in there. The retroflective material on the outside is very, very nice. You have this big 24/7, which I hate this brand. This logo is terrible, but it's thick and bold, and at night, very, very reflective, and I feel much safer because of it. The orange straps are reflective, and these black strips are also reflective. So, very, very reflective bag, which is great for nighttime walking and biking. The only thing I do wish aesthetically is if these straps were able to go inside the bag, because if you tighten them so that they close all the way and the bag is sealed and there's no more give, they kind of just flap there. I wish they had somewhere where they could go, or that you could tighten them in like that. But other than that, very normal, nice looking bag. Functionality. I'll get a few things out of the way first. This bag came with an SD card holder. I guess the intention that they had is that this little plastic bit goes on the outside, sort of like this, and you can grab your SD card and pop it in your camera. I think whoever created this should be fired. This is not very safe, and I would not feel comfortable putting this anywhere with my $50 plus SD card with very important photos or videos on it, so it's garbage. There is an insert to the bag. This is sort of the thing that everybody talks about in this bag. Unlike a traditional camera bag, which just has the sort of separators in the bag itself, all of the camera padding and lens padding comes in this weird tote-like bag that goes inside the bag. I don't understand why they thought that this would make the most sense. I wish they had just put these little Velcro bits and put these separators inside the bag itself, and it would have made so much more sense. This doesn't make any sense to me. We did use this in Cancun as a separate little thing that we could take, but I don't think that this adds much value, especially because this is padded and but the bag itself is padded already, very nicely padded. I don't really see what the function of this was. Most of the time this does not sit in the bag. I end up taking it for work, so I'm not really traveling with the camera most of the time, and this just sits out of the bag. That being said, in terms of how much this bag can hold, I was able to put in a Nikon D750 with a 70-200, 24-70, a 16-35, and a speed light, some batteries, a few other accessories. Tight but comfortably into the bag. I didn't feel like anything was in danger. The padding isn't amazing, so I wouldn't feel comfortable checking the bag, but the bag is able to take a standard photographer's kit wherever he needs to go, he or she needs to go. There are 3 main pockets in this bag. There's the main one, which has a laptop insert as well, which is also separately padded, which is nice. There is the pocket that lies against your back, which is good for papers, restaurant menus, things like that. And then on the outside, you also have, on the front, you also have a little pocket for passports, IDs, wallets, etc. One of the things that really attracted me to the bag was the fact that it comes with a built-in waterproof cover. I have found this to be very, very useful. It's also very easy to put on. It just goes right on the bag, and it's ready to wear, which is nice. And again, it has that retroflective material, which makes it very, very safe at night, especially when it's raining. You want as much retroflectivity as possible. Actually, I have to look up that word. It was a good word to know. And also, very easy to put away. Roll it up, put it in, and seal it, and you're done. The handle on this bag is very thin. I was surprised by how well it stood, because oftentimes these handles that don't go around the bag or are not on the outside, they tend to be very weak. I have felt okay holding a heavy bag with it, but it's not very comfortable. It's really, really thin. It's not the nicest material, but it does the job when I'm moving it when it's not that heavy. Another very important part of the bag, obviously, is the strap. It is a messenger bag. It is intended to be worn on your back, not really to be held by the handle. I have a love-hate relationship with this strap because the padding is very, very nice. It does a very good job, and it allows me to hold this bag even when it's full of things very comfortably. But it's not removable or reversible. This is locked in, and this is locked in, which means that the only way to wear this bag is like this. You can't put it on your right shoulder. It has to be on your left shoulder. And I found that to be an odd choice because there are left-handed people. For me, this is fine, but if you, as a photographer, if you're left-handed and you want to reverse it, it can be a bit of a problem. Otherwise, it works fine, and you can see it fits very nicely. I can access my gear. This is a little annoying, but it's a little awkward. The strap is adjustable. There's a little lever at the bottom here where you can just pull on it and bring it up or bring it down. I do wish it gave me a little bit more slack so I could make it even smaller, but generally it fits okay. I'm about 5'8". I feel like if you were taller, it would be better. If you're shorter than 5'8", it can be a little bit loose sometimes. The zippers are very nicely made. They're metal. It zips very nicely. I've never had any issues with it closing or not closing. A nice little fob that they put in. The zipper that sits on the inside of the bag is not metal, it just has a little rubber coating on it, and that was very well thought out. Thank you, Adorama. One of the things that I really love about this bag is the flat bottom design that they have, and it sort of peaks up. And what I love about this top, is that when you flip it up and you want to reach the things on the inside of the bag, it completely goes away from the opening, so that you have full access to the bag, and that is really wonderful. Another addition that I gave to the bag was I put a little piece of Velcro here. That's my addition, and I can put my phone onto it, which has Velcro on the back, and say I'm on the subway. I can watch a movie, and it just rests, and it's really nice. I love the fact that it just sits nicely on your lap on the subway. All told, the Adorama 24/7 messenger bag is a great, relatively cheap option for photographers and people who are just carrying their computer to and from work, especially if they're biking. It's not so expensive, it's not the most beautiful bag, but it gets the job done and it does it well. Thanks for watching. If you have the bag, and if you have any thoughts or comments on the bag, please let me know in the comments below. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. Thanks.